Hi guys, Happy New Year. I have my top 5 ways to save money this year. Stay tuned. Okay, tip number 1, automate your finances. That's just the easiest thing to do. Now, you have 2 choices when it comes to automation. You can have your money go into your checking account, and you can have a savings account that automatically pulls the money that you're going to save to the side, or you can do your direct deposit. If your direct deposit allows more than one type of direct deposit, then you can set it up for a deposit into a savings account and a deposit into your checking account. It could be as little as $5, it could be as much as 100, 200, 300, whatever you have left over. You know, you can send that off to a savings account. Tip number 2, go on a cash budget. When you go on a cash budget, budget for savings. So you want the cash portion to be your discretionary spending, because your discretionary spending is what's taking up the majority of your money most of the time. It's going out to eat, going out for lunch, going your gas, going to the grocery store. Sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the time Americans tend to overbuy. So if you go on the cash budget, put everything on the list, when you get to the grocery store, you're going to have to sit there and figure out, okay, I have this amount of dollars and I can't go over this amount. So it's going to force you to look at what you're actually spending on. So if you're spending money on a lot of junk anyway that you don't wind up eating, it will help save you in the long run, and it'll also save your money, so savings all around. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to save your change. So if you're on a cash budget, then you will receive change. Throw that change into a jar. That's extra savings for you. Or if you're not on a cash budget, start carrying cash. You can use it like when you go out to eat and stuff like that on the weekends. If you go to the movies, that kind of stuff. Just take out an allowance for the weekend and start saving the cash. Sorry about the random advertisement here, but this was a bottle that my friend gave me after it was used. It's from a nightclub. And they gave me the empty bottle because they knew I love to save change. So I have the empty bottle. But yeah, tip number 4. Tip number 4 is to go on the zero-based budget. Zero-based budgets have been around as long as I can remember. And it is a great way to help you balance your account all the way down to 0. That way you can set that money aside, when you're doing your budget. Set a column for it. Go ahead and divide out how long it's going to take you to reach that amount and what's your deadline for the amount that you want. Once you do that, factor it into your zero-based budget. And when you factor it into your zero-based budget and you balance down to 0, you know, okay, I have to allot this amount of money to myself. Send that money away into a savings account and keep it growing. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is challenge yourself. Now, what I mean by challenging yourself is there are tons and tons of money challenges out there on the internet. I did a penny challenge last year where you're supposed to save 1 penny on day 1, 2 pennies on day 2, 3 pennies on day 3, so on and so forth until you reach the end of the challenge, which is 365 pennies. Now, to sit there and save all those pennies for myself was going to be overwhelming. So what I did was I created a chart and mapped out, okay, how much each week would equal. Once I knew how much each week would equal, when I came to the paydays, I just set that money aside. Now, I didn't like the total that came out when you finished. I wanted an even number. So I added in the difference of dollars that it would take to equal $700 instead. So my penny challenge had a little extra in there, but when it came time for Christmas, we each had $700 apiece, my husband and myself, to spend on each other. And thanks to that, I now have this camera. Those are my top 5 ways to save money, to trick yourself or to force yourself to save money in 2017. 2017 should be all about you growing your cash and increasing your wealth. So these are just 5 ways that you can use to help increase your pockets, to amplify your pockets, to grow your wealth. Now, I hope you all enjoy this, and I will be coming back to you hopefully every Monday with a new Money Monday tip for you, or a Money Monday budget, or something that relates to money. Until next time, guys, always remember that the best type of wallet to have is a wealthy one. Bye, guys.